Hey, I'm Liz. I'm 32. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, and I grew up in a loving Christian home. It was very disciplined. I went to a school of fine arts, and by the age of 16, I was dancing with one of, I think, in my opinion, one of the best ballet companies ever. And but a couple of years later, I decided to leave that and go to college, and with that, I started partying on the weekends, doing drugs, and I got addicted to the drug Oxycontin, and I wanted to quit, but I didn't know how, and my brother told me about a methadone clinic, and so I started going there, and while I was there, I met a guy that I became engaged to, but the longer I was with him, I realized that he was just really sick, twisted, and so I broke the engagement off, and he got really angry about that, and he called me over one night, and I have no memory of what happened, but the detective said that he put the drug GHB in my drink, and it caused me to pass out, and then when it did, he suffocated me, and when I wasn't breathing anymore, he called the paramedics and told them that I had overdosed and to come get me. So the police arrived first. They checked my pupils. They were completely fixed and dilated. I had no heartbeat at all, and they pronounced me dead on arrival. They stepped over me and started immediately just processing it as a crime scene. The paramedics arrived shortly after, and they immediately started trying to resuscitate me. But after 20 minutes, they're told to quit because you can't go that long without oxygen to your brain. But they said they didn't know what happened. Something just came over them and they couldn't quit, and they continued resuscitating me. And I went a total of 57 minutes and 37 seconds with no heartbeat at all, no oxygen to my brain. And after that, they were able to finally get a faint heartbeat. But 2 days later, the stress that it caused on my body, it made me have a massive heart attack. And I was on life support for 2 weeks. While I was on life support, I started doing this, some kind of a posturing where you're clenching your fist. And they told my parents that that was a sign of, severe brain damage. And they told my parents, that if I did survive, I was going to be just in a permanent vegetative state for the rest of my life, that it was hopeless. But thanks, to God, He is so good. I came out of it, and I did have to learn how to walk and talk again. It was a real struggle. Had to learn how to read and write. But after about a year and a half, I was able to start school back again. But my memory had been so greatly affected that I couldn't remember any of the terminology, and I had to. I was fluent in 5 languages. I was a double major in college when all this happened. I was like only a couple of credits away from graduating. So I was really involved with school, and it was like my life. And so, and He took all that away from me, and I got really angry. I didn't understand why He would take something that I had worked so hard to achieve, away. And I just got angry, and so I started using drugs again. That's the only way I knew how to deal with it. And I was right back on the methadone clinic, even worse than I was before. I was just doing all kinds of things. I was going to show God that He had gotten it wrong, that He had saved me for no reason. And so I did. I got even worse on the drugs, and finally I just got sick of it. And I was like, I know this isn't what you saved me for, And I called my friend who had graduated from the program. She's like, if you're serious about it, I'll get you up here. And she did, and I'm so glad now because it's not what I don't have He's showing me. It's all the things that He's, is still giving me, and the future that I have in Him now, and I get to be in the Word every day, and I'm sure, just like Pastor said the other day, I think He's got a future for me that is not what I planned out at all, but, I'm learning to put it in His hands and not mine, and just to trust in Him for once, and so that's what I'm learning here, and I just think it's such a great opportunity, and I thank you for all of y'all's support. Thank you.